Here's the thing. The people who actually changed the world weren't presidents, billionaires, or warlords. They didn't storm parliaments or lead revolutions. They sat in quiet rooms, whispering ideas powerful enough to bend nations. No bloodshed. No armies. Just a war of ideas, and they won. And whether you know it or not, you're living in the world they built. Daniel J. Kalder's Masters of the Universe isn't just a history book. It's a journey through one of the most powerful intellectual revolutions of the 20th century, the rise of neoliberalism. He dives into the lives of people like Friedrich Hayek and Milton Friedman, the economists whose ideas changed global policies, inspired world leaders, and influenced how billions of people live their daily lives. By the end of this summary, you'll not only understand how neoliberalism took over the world, but also how it still shapes the cost of your bread, the taxes you pay, and the opportunities you get. So buckle up. This is going to be a powerful ride through money, power, and the battle of ideas. Lesson 1. Ideas are more powerful than armies. One of the core revelations of this book is simple but explosive. Ideas can rule the world. In the mid-20th century, socialism and state control dominated the West. Governments ran industries, fixed prices, and controlled markets. But Hayek and his intellectual circle believed too much control crushed freedom. Instead of starting protests or revolutions, they started a war of ideas. They built networks, think tanks, academic circles, conferences, slowly and strategically spreading their vision of free markets, individual liberty, and small government. They understood something crucial. Before power changes hands, minds must change first. Real-life viewpoint. Think of it like the rise of smartphones. Apple didn't win by forcing governments to use iPhones. They changed how people thought about phones, making them personal, sleek, and powerful. Once people's minds changed, everything else followed. Hayek's movement did the same, but with economic freedom. Lesson 2. Building movements in the shadows. While governments were busy making policies, neoliberal thinkers were busy building institutions, like the Mont Pelerin Society, where ideas could grow quietly without political interference. They understood that big changes don't always start in the spotlight. By creating intellectual hubs, they built a foundation strong enough to outlast trends, elections, and ideologies. When the world started to crumble under inflation and economic crises in the 1970s, their ideas were ready to take center stage. Real-life viewpoint. Imagine planting seeds in dry season. Everyone mocks you. But when the rain finally comes, your farm is the only one ready to bloom. That's exactly how neoliberalism went from obscure to dominant, by being ready before the world was desperate for answers. Lesson 3. Crisis creates opportunity. Daniel Kalder paints a clear picture. The neoliberal movement didn't rise during good times. It rose during economic chaos. Oil shocks, stagflation, and failing welfare systems made the world question old solutions. That's when Hayek and Friedman's free market solutions became attractive. Suddenly, politicians were no longer laughing at these radical ideas, they were signing them into law. Reagan in the US, Thatcher in the UK, and many others jumped on board. Real-life viewpoint. These mirrors how digital currencies became popular after financial crises. When trust in the old system crumbles, the world listens to the boldest ideas. Neoliberalism didn't force its way in, it waited for its moment. Lesson 4. Freedom sells, if packaged well. Hayek and Friedman didn't just push economics. They sold a vision of freedom. Lower taxes? Less government interference? Personal liberty? That sound appealing. Their genius wasn't only in their economic theories, it was in their storytelling. They packaged complex ideas into simple narratives. The less government meddles in your life, the freer you are. This made their message marketable, not just understandable. Real-life viewpoint. Think of how brands like Nike don't just sell shoes. They sell empowerment. Just do it. Neoliberalism sold freedom the same way. It made economics emotional, not just technical. Lesson 5. Globalization wasn't an accident. The book reveals that globalization, the rapid spread of free trade, deregulation, and open borders, wasn't just a natural outcome of progress. It was a carefully guided project powered by neoliberal thinkers. Trade deals, international financial systems, the rise of powerful corporations, all of these were architected on the belief that markets work best when governments step aside. Real-life viewpoint. This is like streaming platforms replacing TV. It didn't just happen. Tech visionaries imagined a borderless entertainment world long before Netflix became a giant. Likewise, neoliberal economists imagined today's globalized economy long before it became reality. Lesson 6. Freedom and inequality walk a thin line. Kalder doesn't glorify neoliberalism blindly. He also shows its dark side. When markets are left alone, the rich often get richer faster than the poor. While neoliberalism boosted growth and innovation, it also widened inequality. This tension between freedom and fairness remains one of the biggest debates in modern politics. Real-life viewpoint. It's like giving everyone the same internet connection but different devices. Those with better laptops move faster. The system may be free, but not everyone starts equally. Lesson 7. The power of strategic patience. Another gem from this book is how long the neoliberal architects waited. They spent decades refining their ideas before they gained influence. No shortcuts. No overnight revolutions. That patience turned a fringe ideology into the dominant global order for over 40 years. Real-life viewpoint. This is like a startup founder building a product for years in their garage. Then suddenly the world discovers it and calls them a genius. Success is rarely instant. It's often silent preparation meeting the right moment. Lesson 8. The battle for minds never ends. The book ends with a clear warning. Neoliberalism may have conquered the world, but ideas can be challenged and replaced too. Just as Keynesianism once ruled and was dethroned, neoliberalism faces critics today, especially in a world facing inequality, climate change, and technological disruption. This shows the ultimate truth. The real battlefield is the human mind, and the war of ideas never truly ends. Real-life viewpoint. Look at how social media is already reshaping politics and economics today. Just like Hayek and Friedman once did, new thinkers are quietly preparing to shape the future. Now here's the big question for you. Do you believe the world needs more free markets or stronger governments to balance things out? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Your perspective matters. This is the Summary Shelf, where powerful books meet real-life lessons. If you enjoyed this journey into Masters of the Universe by Daniel J. Kalder, imagine what the next one will unlock in your mind. Like this video. Subscribe if you want more mind-expanding book breakdowns. And stay tuned, because next time, we're diving even deeper into the ideas shaping our world. Because here, we don't just read books, we live their lessons.